In a world without plants. Hey guys, what's up? It's In a World Podcast.
I'm Robbie,
And I'm Micah.
and we're here to discuss the ever asked question, the question of the ages. What would happen if our world didn't have foliage?
Well, anyway, I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. That's the reason.
Yeah,
Well, that's part of the reason
that's
why we missed the last few weeks. The other reason is we're lazy and we didn't feel like doing
yeah.
it.
What?
We were busy too.
Yeah, we didn't have
Lazy and busy, so we were like playing PlayStation, and we were like, "Hey, you want to go record a podcast?" Yeah.
We'll do it later.
No, we'll do it later. Sunday, you want to record a podcast? No, we'll do it later.
That is not what I
Monday,
said.
want to do a podcast? No, we'll do it later. Oh wait, we're supposed to upload it today. So yeah, we've been busy, and we've been not like we've been. And then a couple weeks ago, we were with family.
Yeah,
Celebrating
we were out of
Thanksgiving.
town, and I filmed a video while I was there, and it was
Check out
great.
Christian Huber
Oh my lord.
on YouTube. It's a lit channel. Support his Patreon. He could really use support.
Oh yeah, I'm broke.
He's just a broke teenager.
Yeah, and I have like 6 channels, so I'm trying to get all the
6
money
channels.
I can.
We have like 3 channels on a podcast.
Yeah, this podcast.
Oh, wow. Anyway, today's question is, what would a world be like without plants?
Without
And
plants.
if any of you know anything about what plants do, you're probably all thinking, what about oxygen?
We would die.
So theoretically, we would all die. But what I was thinking is that would be this world if we just ripped out plants. But in a physical world where plants never existed, we'd be designed differently to where we wouldn't need whatever, or we'd have something else.
So who's going first?
Yeah, so we're going to go back and forward, putting points.
I think it's me first this time.
Yeah, you. Say something.
Say something. Say something.
Say something.
Well, I guess in a world without plants, it would be a lot less green.
No.
Just overall, the amount of green. I don't know what color it would be. Like the world.
Brown.
Overall. Our logo would have to change.
Oh, that's true.
Our logo has plants on it.
Well, I don't know, because what color would the world be?
I feel like it would be almost just a brown, unless
there wouldn't be any trees.
Yeah, no, there wouldn't be trees.
There wouldn't be grass.
There wouldn't be grass.
There wouldn't be any kind of foliage at all.
No plants.
So there'd probably be dirt, because dirt is mainly consisted of dead animals.
Yeah. It would probably just be like brown.
Well, see, dirt would be different. Dirt would be different because it's like
a lot of it's decomposed.
Most
plants.
of it is plants. Some of it's animals, and some of it's rocks.
It'd probably be mostly some different kind of dirt.
It'd be a different dirt.
But I feel like there would be some sort of something that produced oxygen. I'm not exactly sure what. Yes. Maybe it would come out of the water, or something.
I don't know. So like the water oxygen.
Like water algae.
Algae is plants technically. Technically it's what are we gonna put? Because algae is technically a living organism.
Yeah, which is plants are living organisms too.
That I don't know. Does it qualify as a plant?
Yes, it's a microscopic plant.
So yeah, no algae.
So
like a beetle, like a little beetle that flies around and produces
underwater beetle.
Oh no, not underwater, but beetles just like these beetles called oxygen beetles. You can get them packaged in bottles.
Jimmy the oxygen beetle.
And what you do is you unscrew it, and there's little caps, and you just go.
No, you don't eat beetles.
You don't
suck in beetles.
There's little holes and like it's completely covered so the beetles can't fly away. And there's little holes, and you open it up. It's like a plastic bottle, and oxygen just comes out. So there'll be low oxygen because there's a lack of beetles.
No.
And then if you ever need like personal oxygen because you're running a little low, you just unscrew your little oxygen bottle and go.
There's just special kind of fish that instead of taking the oxygen out of the water and using it,
how would the oxygen get in the
water? They'll put oxygen into the water.
The oxygen in the water comes from the plants in the water.
But these kind of fish,
and water is made out of oxygen.
What if they breathe like air that doesn't have oxygen, and then
So instead
their
of
fishy
taking
bodies get rid of oxygen.
so what if they like take carbon dioxide and change it into oxygen like plants do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the fish under the water.
So just in case you don't know, when we breathe in oxygen, we use all the oxygen and stuff, and we breathe out
Yeah, we use
carbon
up the oxygen
dioxide.
in the air, and there's only like I think it's 15%.
Don't
The
ever
air is only like 15% oxygen.
Pure oxygen can kill you if you breathe in a bunch of it.
It will. Not even just a bunch. Just like maybe even like just 1 minute of breathing pure oxygen will kill you.
So you're breathing air, not oxygen. Just remember that.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, and then we basically just spit out the carbon dioxide.
No, but see, then it wouldn't really matter.
And then
I'm saying
the plants
the fish
breathe in.
Oh, you're saying now.
The plants breathe in carbon dioxide.
They don't breathe.
I know. I'm doing metaphors here because we're not getting all scientific. And spit out oxygen.
This is what's known as a symbiotic relationship.
We help the plants help us.
Bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom.
We're all buddies now.
Okay, so is that all you have for your first question?
Well, since
Fish.
the podcast is only one question.
Fish. Well, like your first point, because I've got a list.
Yeah,
I wrote
fish.
notes this
time. The little
time.
fish, yes.
I wrote notes this time.
The fish of the sea.
And Robbie covered basically my first question. I wrote it down. Where would we get our oxygen?
Mm-hmm.
And the fishies. What would we substitute for wood? Because wood is a huge part of our building.
Kill the fish.
Kill the fish? What?
Cook them.
No, we'd preserve the fish because the fish are what's providing our oxygen. I can't imagine, even though the world is more water than it is land, I can't imagine there'd be that many fish.
I don't know.
But yeah, like look around in the room you're in.
It's almost all
Look
wood.
at the wood of the walls. Unless, of course, you're in like some weird brick wall place. The wood of the doors.
In our case, the wood of the cabinets.
The floorboards. Basically, this entire house wouldn't be here if we didn't.
Wouldn't
be here.
Yeah.
If we didn't have wood, which wood comes from trees. Trees are plants.
What would planking be called?
Mudding.
Mudding. In case you guys don't remember was it 2014?
The
2014 planking craze.
Planking was huge for a little while.
Yeah.
If we have any young listeners who came after that, they're like, "What's this planking called?" Like not called, but like, what is it? That sounds lame.
Sounds lame.
It was a huge thing. Like people would like plank on top of like on the net things at basketball hoops. And they plank on chairs, and they'd take pictures and be like, "Oh, look at this! I planked. I'm so cool."
So little off topic.
I feel like we'd have if you look in other countries where there aren't as many trees around, they basically build stuff out of dirt and mud and stuff, and stone. Of course, we'd have stone. So I feel like we'd have a lot of mud houses, a lot of stone houses, underground houses. There's a city in China, I think it is, and
yeah,
it's completely underground. It's completely abandoned too, but it's like this humongous thing with rooms and stores and all like a lot of people could live underground there.
I don't think we'd have oil, like natural oil, because that's
produced by plants a lot of times.
Plants have part in it.
Here that was another thing. That's my next question actually. Would we have a bigger problem with natural gas? Because we're always like nowadays, gas is like super. Like we're all like woo energy gas. Where are we gonna get it from? And I feel like we'd have a lot more solar energy, and a lot more of those windmill thingies.
That's just it. I feel like the sun might bake us alive without plants.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why I think that.
that doesn't make sense.
I guess without plants, I almost think the world would flood without plants. Because the plants do take up a lot of the water in the atmosphere.
Yeah. Okay, so in a world without plants, humans consume more water. How about that?
We're just blobs.
We're blobs of water. Blobfish.
We all become blobfish.
Okay, so here's another one. Here's another one. The world would be bland. Imagine it. Half of our spices and seasonings and foods have some sort of plant. onions,
And you don't eat fish.
and we can't eat
You
those
can't eat fish.
oxygen fishes because they're endangered species.
Their official scientific name is Jimmis-Oxis.
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 Oxis.
I don't know which one to do. Gotta name it Jimmy though. It's like a rule.
We have Jimmy. If you haven't listened to our other podcasts, we have Jimmy in a lot of our things. I think it's supposed to, it's gonna be a non-running thing.
Non-running thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Jimmy is the fish.
Jimmis-Oxis.
Jimmis-Oxis. So yeah, food and drinks. I feel like they'd all be very bland, and we wouldn't have tea.
I don't know.
We wouldn't have tea.
Well,
unless of course we made
everything
like
being bland, because salt is a mineral.
Yeah, salt and pepper.
Pepper is peppercorn.
Peppercorn. So yeah, salt is a mineral, but there's very few salts, and they all have roughly the same flavor. Now, salt is a flavor enhancer, not a flavor addition.
Not to mention that lots of sauces are made without plants.
What sauce?
Not like tomato sauce or anything like that.
Just about any sauce you go to, you look at the ingredients, there's going to be something planty in there. And now think about this.
There's going to be something
So
planty.
our mom is allergic to corn, which we found is a huge... in like everything. Like, it doesn't have to say like corn on it.
It doesn't have to say corn, but
corn syrup or...
Lots of things are processed with corn.
And just about anything with about like 5 ingredients or more probably has corn in it,
or something processed with corn.
Yeah, because corn is the corn stuff products are used as preservatives. So anything that they want to keep preserved probably has corn in it. Yeah. So think of that. We wouldn't have corn.
What would the animals eat? I feel like our entire food chain would be disrupted because the animals eat the plants.
They'd just be these animals. They just drink water.
They drink water. They're blob animals.
They just drink water.
We need an artist's rendering of a blob.
Blob animal, please.
A blob cow.
What? That's its moo. Instead going.
So I feel like people would die of like water. People wouldn't drown. They would just drink too much water. They would ingest too much water and they would die. Their brain would swell.
I feel like we'd have to pump some of our blood out of our system.
No.
Too much water, too much blood.
No.
We'd burst.
No, burst. No, that's not how it works.
Actually, that was one of my things in my list. What would animals eat? See? Ideas.
I'm not looking at the sheet.
I have ideas.
For you guys at home, I'm not looking. I'm reading his.
But you're getting these things and you're asking questions.
I'm not
that
reading
I wrote
his
down
list.
On my sheet. We've gone through a lot of them, but here's another one. Pop culture would change a lot. Canada's flag even.
I think you mean agriculture.
No, pop culture and agriculture. A lot of pop culture stuff revolves around plants. Like
revolves around plants.
Revolves.
I didn't know.
Revolves around plants. Because like, think of it, a lot of like Pokemon. Think of Pokemon. There's a lot of plants.
I don't think the world would suffer too much if Pokemon didn't exist.
Yeah.
Pikachu would just be a blob. All the Pokemon would be water type.
Yeah, all the fire types were put out.
Fire types were extinguished.
And here's another thing, just to stick with the seasonal feel.
Now that it's December.
Yeah, it's December, guys.
Yeah.
Forgot to say Happy December.
Happy December.
What would we have to replace Christmas trees, or would we have anything like Christmas trees?
Probably not, because Christmas trees would have never existed.
So you see, if you want a little history lesson, now I'm not very accurate, so don't quote me on this, but Christmas trees came from, I don't know quite what, but some sort of pagan holiday, I forget what.
Yeah, but I'm just
saying, then we decided to accept them as Christmas trees.
The trees wouldn't exist, so the idea of a Christmas tree probably wouldn't exist.
But like, would we have anything that we'd put presents, like the Christmas rock?
You'd have the Christmas blob.
The Christmas blob.
You kill a blobfish and hang ornaments on its
why would you kill a blobfish? That's horrible.
Well, we killed trees.
Yeah, but trees don't look like as cute as blobfishes.
Yeah, because blobfish are so cute.
They're pretty cute.
They're pretty cute.
They're like,
Blobfish are actually like 98% water.
I know, right? And then the rest is just like tissue.
It's
Like
like they don't even have like bones.
It's just a
It's just
blob,
blob. Just
and it lives
tissue.
in like the twilight zone of the ocean.
They live in the deep sea.
So if none of you know, the twilight zone is a very deep part of the ocean.
Yes. It's the part where you can't see light really anymore under the ocean.
Get it? The twilight zone.
Yes.
Twilight. Twilight.
Yes, Micah. I think they get it. But so there would be lots of blobfish.
Blobfish.
Yes.
Would we have like blobfish restaurants where we serve
No.
blobfish?
They're creatures that you don't just kill. You let
They
them.
wouldn't be very good eating either.
No.
They would have like, I don't know, they'd be just like mostly fat.
I don't think they would be any fat.
It'd just be skin.
It'd just be
pork
like this
rind.
little membrane that's been like shriveled up. It would look like a little raisin.
What's that? Oh, it's blobfish raisins.
Blobfish raisins. I don't want to eat boxed blobfish.
I want to eat some boxed blobfish.
Chocolate covered blobfish.
Someone needs to draw us.
Oh wait, no, we wouldn't have chocolate.
Oh,
Never
that's
mind.
true. Because chocolate comes from, cocoa beans.
Chocolate.
Grind up the cocoa beans.
Yeah, no, a lot. We wouldn't have a lot of candy because sugar is sugar cane. I feel like things would be a lot less sweet.
Sugar is plants.
Sweet.
Think of it that way. Sugar is plants.
Sugar is plants.
And any sugar substitute is plants. We wouldn't have any baking because
Yeah.
that requires like flour and yeast and stuff like that.
Yeast.
I'm not sure. We'd have to like go. We'd all be carnivores basically.
Well, it's just it.
Because there would be no plants, so we'd be carnivores.
Eventually,
watervores.
Eventually, our food chain would die.
Womnivores.
After like 2 years, the food chain would just die because
Womnivores.
all of the medium-sized creatures would eat all the small creatures, and all of the large creatures would eat all the medium-sized creatures, and then everyone would be eating everyone.
Womnivore.
So
no, because the small creatures would drink the water, and then the medium creatures would drink the water, and eat some of the small creatures, and then the large creatures would eat mostly water, or rather drink mostly water. Wait, and
so
talking all about
where are they
water,
getting their nutrients?
I'm thirsty.
Where are they getting their nutrients?
These Jimmis-Oxis fish or whatever.
Jimmy-Oxis. I don't remember.
Or whatever.
Jimmis-Oxis.
Jimmis-Oxis fish.
I don't know.
Produce nutrients that is in plants into the water. So when you're drinking the water, it's got the same nutrients that you get from eating plants.
But where did the nutrients come from?
The fish.
The fish. Where did they get the nutrients?
They create it using photosynthesis.
Photoemphasis?
Photosynthesis. Plants make their own food like this.
Like how?
Water, oxygen, chlorophyll. I
know.
That's completely
would
wrong.
Fish be
Sunshine,
green?
chlorophyll.
Would fish be green?
Ooh.
Like little green fish?
I feel like fish, if these theoretical fish would have to go up and like bask in the sun for a little bit.
The blobfish would just float up to the top, and they would just sort of blob.
They need some sun.
They would blob.
Because they'd need sun.
They would blob.
So basically, these fish are a replacement. Fish and water.
They're
like
moving plants.
Are like basically a
They
replacement
swim around.
for fish.
They swim
plants. So they produce the same nutrients.
And the animals, the other animals eat the fish, and then we get the nutrients from the other animals.
And there's billions of these, like trillions of these.
I would almost think they would be tiny.
Yeah, like tiny little
fish.
Tiny little fish. So
there's so many of them in.
Let's see. What would
like
one of them produces so much.
The population density of the fish, would be extreme.
Like so, let's say you hold out your arms. Now I don't know how big you are, how long your arm span is, but mine's relatively long, and I'd say that hold about like 1 million of these little fish. I'm expecting not like krill-sized things, but like.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Smaller than.
Smaller than like a tuna fish.
No, what am I thinking of?
Minnow.
Anchovies. Smaller than anchovy.
Smaller than an anchovy.
Yeah.
But like in between an anchovy and like krill.
Yeah, so somewhere in there.
That's not too big, but that's not
too
very
big.
small.
They're not very small.
You could still see them.
Yeah, you could still
very
see
easily.
Them. You could stick your net in the water, pull it up, boom, you've got a bunch of oxy fish.
Actually, this would be like if you scooped it up, it was
So people could just like stick
that
their
would be
hand
like
in the water, pick
50,
it up,
50 of them,
and
just
eat them raw,
eat them raw.
right out of the water.
Ah, fresh out of the water, well salted.
Hey, salt water. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be pretty weird. Little green fish floating on the water, trying to get some sunlight.
So basically, I feel like there'd be so many of these little guys
Ooh,
that the water would be green.
yeah, the oceans would be
The
green.
oceans would be green. So we'd have to invert
We'd have to invert our logo.
our logo. So if you look at our logo,
No, our logo would be the ocean would be green, and then our land would be like
brown.
brown or
Okay.
tan.
We need to change our logo right now.
Well, we don't know what color it would be because
we should change the logo for this episode.
just change it.
You just change that green to some brown. I mean, yeah, to some brown.
To some,
and change the water to some green.
Okay.
We should change that for this episode.
Okay, I will.
Wonder if anybody comments. Why did you change your logo? That
I miss the
doesn't
old
even
logo.
look like the world.
I missed the old
What
logo.
are you people trying to fool us about?
Yes.
No, we're only going to change the logo on YouTube, not on Anchor, because there's no picture on Anchor.
Well, there is a picture. It's just our profile picture.
We're not going to change our profile picture.
Till the next episode airs, it's just that.
Wow, we're doing good on time.
Yeah, I like it.
was-
What else do we have?
That was good. So basically, we have a good system that the world could run on.
We got green oceans.
In a world without
we got
without
Jimmis-Oxis
plants.
fish.
could be possible as long as we had Jimmis-Oxis fish
Yes, we need green fish.
and much less hostile animals.
We need pacifist animals.
Pacifist animals, Jimmis-Oxis fish.
I almost think that we wouldn't need a middle class of animal. It would just be the fish and us.
Fish and us.
We'd get sick
The
of fish.
The fish and me.
Fish and me.
Our fish would be so bland. Oh,
We
you wouldn't realize how.
We wouldn't have fish and chips.
But you see, our taste buds, I feel like, wouldn't be as developed because we didn't have as many flavors. So
Yeah,
we
we'd
would
only have
think
one
like
flavor.
one grain of salt would be like a huge difference.
Be the difference
Would be
between
like, whoa.
like peanut butter and like chili.
Yeah. So like I feel like our flavor, like our taste buds would be completely different.
They would be
So-
much more sensitive.
So we can make these fish taste way different, and it would be cool.
With different minerals and stuff,
it'd be
we'd figure
cool.
out how to
So
season
yeah, our
stuff.
new seasoning would be
Minerals.
solely minerals because there are no plants. We'd have no herbs because herbs are plants.
Herbs.
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 Herbs. That's such a cool word. So okay, so stop
gonna name
right
my
now.
kid Herb.
Pause the podcast.
Go name your kid Herb.
Don't pause the podcast right now. Just wait a couple seconds.
Wait
Let
a
me
couple
explain to you
seconds.
what you do. So what you want to do is you want to say herb until it doesn't sound like a word.
Herb.
So pause the podcast and say herb until it doesn't sound like
Herb.
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 Herb. Herb. Herb. Herb. Herb. Herb.
Herb.
Herb.
Herb.
Herb.
Herb.
Herb.
Okay, it doesn't have any meaning.
It doesn't have any meaning. I was at a camp
Herb.
this one year, and
Herb.
I was hanging out with these people.
Did you have a friend named
and
Herb?
I had this lemon shirt on, like it's
Named
got, you've seen,
Jimmy?
you know that shirt.
I know the shirt.
It's white and it's got these lemons
It's not
all over
white.
it.
It's blue.
Well, no, it's not blue.
Yes, it is.
My donut shirt is
It's
blue.
aqua. It's like a
No.
light mint.
Not at all.
Yes, it is.
It's like white with
It's not white.
with like it's cream. It's cream.
It's not cream. It's cream blue.
It's cream bluish.
Yes.
Like no blue.
There is blue.
But yeah, there's these lemons on it.
Blue.
And these girls were like, lemons,
Blue.
lemons, lemons, lemons. And they kept on repeating the word lemons until the word lemons had no meaning.
Don't
And they
be a
would say
sour
it,
face, Michael.
they'd say it like lemons.
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 Lemons. And yeah, it was
Now that we've heard about Micah's summer camp.
summer camp. You know,
Summer
after talking all
camp.
this about water, my mouth
I'm
is
really
really dry. I'm
thirsty.
super thirsty.
So I think we're gonna probably end the podcast.
We're gonna wrap up the podcast here.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed this episode.
Hope you guys have.
If you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe,
subscribe.
and check out our other channels, Battlefront with Bros and Christian Cuber. This is on YouTube
Yes.
under the profile Siblings Thrice.
Yes.
Please support Robbie's channel, Christian Cuber, on Patreon.
Patreon.com/Christian Cuber. You can give to help my daily series out, or just my everyday solves.
And you'll be
And
supporting
reviews.
Speed Delight in the process.
Yes, 10% of all I do on there will go towards Speed the Light. And I'll probably end up buying a new microphone for this show in the process.
Speed the Light's cool. If you don't know what Speed the Light is, you can check out their website. Just search Speed the Light. They
Yeah.
provide vehicles and such to missionaries all around the world.
So yeah, you can go on there and support me if you really want to.
Mm.
You can watch my daily videos that I put out on my channel.
On Anchor, if
On
you're listening
Anchor,
to this,
yes.
clap for us throughout the entire
Applaud.
episode
What?
till no one can hear
No.
anything.
No.
Just make these episodes straight up applause. We actually could use some support on Anchor. I mean, we don't need support on Anchor.
It's just
but
another way you guys can listen to us.
yeah, it's just a fun little way.
And
Also,
on
we're on
SoundCloud. Yeah,
SoundCloud.
you can repost this and like it because that's always good on SoundCloud.
Yee, SoundCloud.
We got like no listens on SoundCloud.
Yeah, but of course, not many people look for podcasts on SoundCloud.
That's very true.
Anchor's really the thing for podcasts.
So yeah, you can find this podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Anchor. And I think that's just about it.
Hope you enjoyed.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Anyway, bye.
Bye.